Hey guys, so welcome to the weekly Team Wonderful and Well Coaches Call. So if it's your first time on this recording or watching this live, pretty much how it works is when you hop on, you just mute your end and you start your video because if your video is black or naked, that's just what I think. Anyway, the whole point of these calls is to get weekly inspiration and helpful tips to run your business. And so for this call, what I'm noticing a lot of people struggling with lately is the confidence in themselves to run this business, right? So I think that, like, I've been a coach for a year and people see me and they see my confidence, how it's grown. They see me running a team or running a team page, and they separate me and other leaders and other coaches from them. They don't see the journey it took to get there. They don't see that confidence growth. And so they or you might think that, like, that's just something Allison does. That's just something Allison's good at. And that's not the case at all, because I started exactly where you were a year ago. And so I wanted to share a little bit about my story because I thought it might be valuable. And honestly, I've never really shared a lot about my coaching story, my coaching struggles. And so just a little bit jumping into it, I did Beachbody programs I started in November of 2016. And I started basically because I was a super burnt out teacher, and I ordered it off the Beachbody website, did not have no idea coaching was a thing. And so my coach that was randomly assigned to me reached out, and I was put in a challenge group. That's not my current coach. And then he kind of just like never talked to me again because I was just a Beachbody on demand purchaser. Like, I wasn't getting Shakeology. I didn't get a challenge pack. And so I probably didn't earn her a lot of money. And so I was just like another person that she was assigned. And so she kind of like just let me go. And I was not so consistent with working out. And I tried a bunch of the other shakes and things like that were out there on the market, but I couldn't get past a plateau. And I was having extreme difficulty staying consistent. I had a lot of problems staying consistent for myself and showing up for myself in my workouts. So I would do like 4-ish workouts a week, and I would kind of commit myself to a program. I would finish some and not finish others. And I did lose about 10 pounds. And that was great. And I was loving the new healthy eating lifestyle. But then I traveled the entire summer. I went to Asia for 6 weeks. It was great. And I actually lost weight while I was there because their food is super healthy and we were walking around all the time. But when I got back, I was like, okay, it's my second year of teaching. I want to build good habits. I want to get past this plateau. I want to keep a little bit of this weight off that I lost when I was in Vietnam. And I know that that would be a little bit easier if I had something that was some kind of meal replacement, and everybody keeps talking about Shakeology. And so it can either be bullshit or it cannot, but I hadn't talked to my coach in forever. So I just reached out to my current coach, Fran. And so she was posting about how coaches get a discount on Lululemon, and I had already talked to her about Shakeology, and I was going to order it in August. And so I was like, well, if you get that discount, like, what is coaching? And because I wanted the discount on Lululemon, and like, what is this Shakeology stuff? Like, why is it so great? No bullshit, right? And she mentioned the 30-day money back guarantee. Like, I was like, like, whatever. It's super expensive, but I'll try it. And I was kind of sold. Like, I was. It tasted freaking delicious. Tasted way better than the 5 other protein shakes that I had tried. Because, guys, I tried the Raw Naturals one. I tried Vega. I tried a few like brands from Walmart that just have junk in them. I tried ones I trusted the ingredients. I tried that tasted bad. I tried ones where I did not trust the ingredients, and they tasted good because they were full of junk. And Shakeology is the only thing that A, helped me bust past my plateau. So that's one. And B, it really helped my digestion at the time. It's kind of hit or miss now, as you know. But it really kind of shook things up for me, and that because I was putting that skin in the game, because I was putting that money in every month, I felt like I was going to be more apt to stick with my fitness journey. And I was. My new coach, Fran, she put me in a challenge group. I got even better results. I lost 10 more pounds. And then throughout my coaching journey, I've kind of maintained that, right? So I became a coach because of the discount on Shakeology. That's why I'm here, right? Because of a discount. And then I stayed a coach because I wanted to pay that off. I was a second-year teacher. I made nothing in my last job as a teacher. Definitely not enough for me to travel or really do all the things I was even doing. I was kind of getting into debt from doing that. I loved Shakeology, but I knew I couldn't afford it. like realistically. I just couldn't. And so the only way that I would be able to drink that every single month is if I earned that. And so honestly, I just did the things my coach told me. I did her training. I got people interested that were my family. She told me that my first goal was to hit Emerald. And so and Success Club in the first month. And so because she told me to, I did, even though I had to ask my mom and my boyfriend and people that kind of just did it as a favor to me. I did it. And then the next month, like, I hit Success Club 2, which was not really what I wanted to hit. And then the next month, I hit Success Club 2, which is not really what I wanted to hit. And that means that, like, the first 3 months of coaching, I helped 5 people. And that's not necessarily bad. The goal, of course, is to help at least 3 people a month in order to hit Success Club. But the thing is, like, I wasn't seeing the results I wanted in my business, and I felt like I was trying really hard. And so in December and January of last year is when it all started to kind of change, December and January of 2017, because I started to change some things in my business. I started to really pour into the belief of this business, and I started getting a lot more unapologetic on social media. And so the things that changed for me were I went from hitting Success Club 2 pretty consistently, and then in December, I hit Success Club 10, January Success Club 10, February Success Club 22, thanks to Team Cup and really pushing me with that. March Success Club 20. And then it's just snowballed from there, right? And so it was all about getting that momentum and all about really understanding belief in myself. And that's why I'm telling you this, is because I think that a lot of people struggle with belief in themselves in this business, not with what to do. Because guess what? You know what to do. There's a 7-day training in our team page on the left side under units. There is YouTube trainings out the ass. There is the coach training that's on Beachbody, like the Beachbody website, if you don't even want to do my training. And the thing is, like, you know, the daily activities, there's business activity trackers. It's not about what to do. It's about believing that you can do it and about actually doing it. And so a few of my fears when I started, one of them was being super salesy. And that held me back for a long time because I was a high school teacher. I was scared that my students would find me. I had a travel blog kind of before then that I posted on now and again, but I had about 900 followers. So I was going to lose one of my followers or some of my followers because they were going to be annoyed by me or my fitness stuff. My friends would think I was ridiculous because I've never been into fitness in my entire life. In fact, I've always hated it. And I've never been consistent in the gym. So I had huge imposter syndrome because I didn't think I was good enough and I thought people would think it was silly. And that really illuminated something that I didn't really believe about myself until then. And that's what this business does. It really brings everything that you have to work through as a human to light and says, are you going to work through me or are you going to stay stagnant? And so my choices were to stay stagnant, which I did for a few months because I could not get past it. I did post on social media. I posted in the team page some of my first posts, but they were kind of like dipping my toe in the water. They were kind of like, here's a meal that I ate, and here's a workout that I did, and here's me dancing because, you know, I love to dance. And they were great things. But the problem is people knew I was doing this every day because I was showing them. But they did not know that they could do it with me. And so that was a huge problem is even though like some of it I would say DM me if you want to know how I got results or whatever, like people aren't going to come out to you. People aren't going to reach out to you because guess what? Like you are a stranger or even if it's somebody that you know, you're asking them for $160 to $200 and something dollars depending on what package they get, but you're asking them to spend that money. And so until you start showing up, until you start being consistent on social media, until you start being unapologetic about the gift that this is, like nobody's going to trust you with that. So I had that fear of posting on social media. And one day I believe that I heard somebody basically say, what if you could reach the goal that you wanted to reach? And my goal was to pay off my Shakeology and have extra money for travel at the time. What if you could reach the goal that you wanted to reach? What if you could help one person? Would all the judgment that you're risking be worth it to you? Would all the failure that you're risking be worth it to you? And the answer was yes. And so I just closed my eyes. I felt the fear and I did it anyway. And so this kind of brings me to some of the things. I wrote down 5 things that I feel like changed my business from hitting Success Club 2 to hitting Success Club 10 in just a month. And a lot of these, I'm still working through stuff, and I'm going to share with you guys what I'm working through at the end of this. But these are things that I feel like you can apply to your business, and I want this to be actionable, but you have to believe in yourself first. And these are the things that I did to start believing in myself more. So I started saying to myself every single day in my journal, I started writing down, this is a gift. This is a gift. And then in my head, I would sit and I would think about all the ways that this helped me. So I'm just talking about today. How did this help me? I had a shit day. And if it were not for my morning routine, if it weren't for my morning exercise, if it weren't for the food that fuels me, and if it weren't for this positive community, I would have been in a pissy mood because I had a lot of things happen to me today that were not convenient at all. And so I kind of had a bad day, but these workouts, they give me the energy to push forward. Well, why else is this a gift, right? It's a gift because, like, when I first started, I had terrible digestion. Shakeology helps that, right? Helps me have more energy. It helped my sweet tooth because it was something that was sweet that I could plug into every day. Also, I was super busy, and so a lot of the time I wasn't eating breakfast, so Shakeology helped with that. How else has this been a gift to me? It's been a gift to me because of the amazing community of women that I've been in touch with. Like, I have a ton of friends via coaching and via the people in my challenge groups, and I didn't even know that I needed that, to be honest. I didn't, but like I needed that positivity every single day because I was in, especially my first 2 years of teaching, I was in a very negative school that complained a lot and like basically a very negative environment. And so to go from the teacher's lounge and hearing that, or to go to a job where I wasn't really appreciated, to come home and plug into a community of women that was working on being their best selves and being positive in it, that was life-changing for me in my mood, to be honest. And it's helped me because I had all these problems with people judging me and with my perception, with my confidence in myself, and being in this business has helped me work through that. So number 1 is treating this like a gift. And I just explained to you a ton of ways that why this is a gift. And so I've said this in trainings before, but if my best friend loves Vietnamese food, so if there's a new Vietnamese place in town and I go eat at it like a ton of times, and I never told her about this Vietnamese place, nor invited her to go with me. Like, if she found out, she'd be a little irritated, right? Because you are doing this thing every single day that is fueling your life, that is making you feel amazing, and you aren't sharing it with the people that you love. You aren't sharing it with people that it could help. You're robbing them of that opportunity for this to help them, or for you to be the person that helps them at the very least. And so if I hadn't have reached out to Chelsea, who's lost over 50 pounds, if I hadn't reached out to my mom, who's lost over 30 pounds, if I hadn't have reached out to any of you and invited you to be on this journey with me, where would you be? You might not know. You might have joined something else. You might have joined Beachbody eventually, but you don't know. And so if I don't share this gift with others, like, what if I'm their only opportunity, right? And so this all was a shift to focus on sharing, not selling. Success Club points are great. Money is great, but really sharing what I was doing, that is what moved my business forward. Not focusing on the numbers, not focusing on what somebody else is doing over here, but focusing on the people and how this is a gift that I can share to others, because it made it feel less slimy. It made it feel less weird, and it made social media feel like a lot less like, ugh, and providing value in that same sense, like shift to focus on sharing, not selling. And so in the same stroke as sharing the things that I was doing working out, I made a list of 5 things about myself that I could provide value with. So like mine are relationship, productivity, cats, travel. I think I have more than 5 now. Cats, travel, teaching, and then health and fitness is one. And so how can I provide value around all of those things? How can I help people that are interested in all of those things in ways other than fitness? And so you'll see me now on my social media. You'll see me give productivity tips. You'll see me talk about my cats. You'll see me now talking about my home decor because I just moved into a home. You'll see me now talking about other brands of health that I love, or other ways that people can fit in a healthy lifestyle, even if they aren't doing Beachbody programs, like how much water did you drink today? Or this is a snack I'm really loving that's really good for you, or this is how I made this, or this is what I did here. People want to know what you're doing and how you're getting your results, but they might need to watch it a little bit, and they might have something that works for them or not right now, but later, if they don't have something that works for them and they actually want to start something, who are they going to think of in their mind that has been providing them all this value? that's been consistent for years, they're going to think of me. And so that's number one, is treating this like a gift and sharing about it, not selling about it. Number two is sharing the good, bad, and the ugly. That kind of goes with number one a little bit, but here's the thing. I don't want to hear about how anybody is not being successful in their business unless they have started a program, committed to working out daily and drinking their Shakeology daily and following the meal plan daily, and then shared about that with others. Because even if you're a brand new coach and you're doing that right now, like you're just starting, so you're just now doing that, share about how you didn't want to get up this morning, but you did anyway because you knew that you had people to keep you accountable. Share about how, man, you completely fell off your meal plan last night, but you're going to get back to it today because every day is another choice. Share about how you are loving this program because it's giving you all the energy. Share the good, the bad, the relatable, the ugly, because guess what? Nobody wants Fitness Barbie on their social media because it just makes them feel like shit. People want others to relate to them. People want others to show them that if she can do it, then I can too. And so if I have been at the school for like 14 hours and I got in my workout this morning and I'm coming home and I'm working this business, it shows you guys, I hope, that you can work this business too. And it's the same thing, because we all doubt ourselves a little bit, and especially if it's somebody that has a history of dieting, because we have been wrong so many times with quick fixes and things like that. And so sharing the good, the bad, and the ugly is really going to take people along this journey with you. And that's the reason that you don't need to have a six-pack when you start, because really that's not relatable to a lot of people. If you do, that's great. But if you start like 30 pounds overweight, that is 100% fine, because if you can share your journey, if you can post a before picture, if you can share the stuff, or not even post a before picture necessarily, you can post your before and after later, but if you can share the hard shit and share that you are somebody that is going to lift up and come out of that and move past it, then you are going to be somebody that people can trust. Because why would they trust you to show up for them every day if you can't show up for yourself? Number three is being resourceful as fuck. AF, sorry. But honestly, ignorance is a choice. Like Rachel Hollis says that, she says, in a day of this much information, I'm probably butchering this quote, but in a day of this much information online, ignorance is a choice, because literally anything that you want to learn is on Google for free. And that's the truth with this Beachbody business. Now, we are very lucky because we have an amazing upline. Y'all, I have a coach in my town. Actually, I had dinner with her one night, and she was asking me all the questions that you guys asked me, or she was asking me all the questions that she should have been asking her upline, because she didn't know the answers. Because I mean, she was trying to be resourceful, she knew a lot of things, but she didn't feel like she could reach out and ask her upline for help. Y'all know, you all got my number. Like, I would share with you every single template I've ever sent. I would share with you screenshots of my conversations. I'll share with you my email templates that I send out. You are like, I am your resource. Fran, my coach, is your resource. And Amanda, her coach, is your resource. Danielle and Tony, her coach, is your resource. You're in all of those team pages. And the thing is, all of those people, if you'd reached out to me, but then you need a little bit more support, and you reached out to Fran, she would welcome you with open arms. And so that's what's amazing about our team. But to push that a little bit further, there in the Coach Online office, there's FAQs. And so you can type in any question that you have. In the Coach Online office, there's a Building Your Business tab. I think it's called something different, but that's what it's for, right? Explore the Coach Online office a bit. But there's graphics to help you. There's information about each program to help you. There is training to completely answer a ton of questions that you have. There's YouTube. There's national wake-up calls. And even if we move past the Beachbody sphere, every single thing that I learned about social media, guys, I didn't know how to grow my following from 900 to over 6,000. I learned about it from listening to podcasts like Earn Your Happy and like, dang it, what is Jenna Kutcher's podcast? I can't remember what it's called. Or Angie Lee, the Angie Lee Show. I listened to these people that weren't even connected with Beachbody. I knew that they were business people because I looked it up online and everybody was like talking about their podcasts, their books, their whatever. And then I listened to what they had to say. Success leaves clues. And so how am I successful? When did I start being successful? I was a success from the very beginning, or I was on the road to it, because I was listening to everything that my coach told me. I was getting obsessed and I was learning everything that I could. But I do want to warn you, and I'll talk about this in a minute, that if you're not taking action on that, that's not worth anything. So not only being resourceful AF and finding the resources, but actually taking action on the things that you're finding. So if you don't know how to make a video or hold a team call, do y'all think I knew how to hold this team call or work Zoom? Like, I still am just trying to figure it out. And that's what this business is. It's going and figuring it out as you go a little bit. Number 4, keeping my blinders on. I mean, there are coaches all over social media, right? There's me, there's a ton of people on our team, and there's every other Beachbody coach. And when I first started, I was watching every other Beachbody coach, and I was taking their posts and kind of changing like one thing, and then I was posting them myself. I was taking what they were sharing and trying to share it in the same way, and that didn't serve me. Because guess what? Meryl Streep says, like, what makes you weird and different, that's your superpower. So what makes you weird or different in this business is what is your superpower, what differentiates you from other people, you exactly who you are, whether you're an introvert, whether you love dogs, whether you love cats, whether you hate, I don't know, whether you like love margaritas, like literally anything that sets you apart from other people or even doesn't set you apart from other people, whatever makes you you is what you need to share. And so there are people that talk about like they talk about God in their social media. I don't really talk about that. I'm not super religious. There are people that talk about their parenting because they're a parent. That's not really my thing. I'm not a parent. There are people that talk about what else? Literally anything. There's somebody that talks about it. There are people that talk quieter than me. There are people that talk louder than me. There are people that do yoga poses. There are people that don't. There are people that post their workouts in like sports bras. There are people that post their workouts in like regular clothes, you know, just like a tank top and shorts. There are people that listen to gangster rap, and there are people that listen to rock when they work out. So there are all kinds of people, all kinds of coaches. But the reason that this market isn't oversaturated is because people need you. So whoever you are, somebody needs it. Somebody's going to connect with you. And I don't know why you connected with me if you're watching this, honestly, but I know that you connected with me and that you felt like you knew me and that you felt like you could trust me. And that's because I shared my authentic self. I kept my blinders on, and I started posting and talking and trying to share with people that were like me. I started to speak to my old self, and keeping my blinders on helped me do that. I don't care that what's-her-face that started at the same time as me is now a 2-star Diamond coach, and I'm still at Diamond. I don't care that this person shared about this or is running this kind of boot camp. That doesn't mean that I need to do it. That doesn't mean that that's my thing. And so stop the scrolling, stop the creeping, and start the working. I spend like several hours on social media every day. Very little of it is scrolling, and if it is scrolling, it's to interact with my followers. It's not to watch what other coaches are doing because honestly, like, I don't care. I know the daily business activities that I need to do, and I can do them without looking at anybody else's. And if you are following somebody that's another coach, then you need to be following them for inspiration, not because they're making you feel better, because you're comparing yourself to them. And if you find yourself comparing yourself to anybody, I don't give a shit who it is, then unfollow them because it's not serving you. Number 5, feel the fear and do it anyway. This is the biggest one. This is why this call is a thing, because so many people understand exactly what to do. They know a ton of stuff about Beachbody. They've watched my programs. They've listened to all the calls, but they don't ever take action. They don't ever take action because it's too scary. They're too scared of what people are going to say. They're too scared of if they're going to fail. They're too scared of if they're going to succeed. Like, what if I actually get somebody to join me? And I think all of this fear stops people from moving. It gets people in analysis paralysis, and instead of just buckling down and doing the work, getting the shit done, you continue to plan to do the work. Like, I write my to-do list in really pretty colors, and I've watched the National Wake Up Call. I'm clicking off all the boxes. I've done all the trainings, but never taking any action. If you never take any action, you're never going to get a result. Nothing changes until nothing changes, right? And feeling the fear and do it anyway is all about realizing that you can fail and that you can suck. Just like I tell my students this all the time. You have to be willing to suck at something for a while until you get better at it. You have to fail forward. You have to realize that maybe this post is going to be a little bit awkward, but I'm never going to get better at posting, or I'm never going to feel more confident in posting if I don't do it. You're going to realize that, honestly, one of my fears, I told you guys I would share it with you right now, is that I can't be a good leader. And that I can't lead other people to success. But I can. And until I start acting like I can, until I start stepping into those shoes of the person that I am, then I'm not going to be able to lead because I'm not going to believe in myself. And so I'm getting on the team calls. I'm talking to my people. I'm figuring the shit out as I go, because I know that if I have the pure intentions and I'm doing the things that other people that are successful are doing, then it's going to click, and then I'm going to be an amazing leader. And I'm listening to leadership books. I talked about being resourceful AF. If you're struggling with something specific, whether it's judgment, whether it's failure, whether it's leadership, then read a book about it. And if you reach out to me, and I'll recommend one. But the premise of the whole thing is, like, you have got to have your own belief in yourself. And if you don't, you've got to find a way to get there. One thing that I heard on a podcast that really helped me is all the lies that you're telling yourself, right? I am not fit enough to be a coach. I'm not smart enough. I don't know enough about social media. Write them all down, and then write the opposite, like write what's actually true, write what you know to be true. And so, like, when I first started, mine were, I don't want to be salesy. And then next to it, I might write, I'm not selling, I'm sharing. I might write, I don't know how to grow my social media. Or next to it, I'll write, you can learn. You've always learned. You've always figured it out. If I wrote, I'm not fit enough, then I might write, no, but I will be. Or no, but I'm inspiring others exactly the way that I am, because I'm showing up for myself every day. So if you write down all your limiting beliefs and then correct them, it's going to make you feel more of that belief in yourself. But if you're feeling fear of judgment, listen to as much shit that you can, like, get your hands on about people judging you. If you're feeling things about, like, just fear of failure, then listen to, there's a book called Failing Forward. It's fantastic for that. But realize that the worst that can happen is that you get 25% off your Shakeology, you work through some of your shit, and you're just becoming a better person and being your healthiest self and trying your hardest. Even if I didn't make as much money as I did last year, or even if I made double it, the premise is still the same. I'm a better, more evolved person. And coaching is what gave me that. And coaching is what changed that for me. And so just those 5 things, like, if you wanted to write them down: number 1, treating this like a gift. Number 2, sharing the good, the bad, and the ugly. 3, being resourceful as fuck. Number 4, keeping my blinders on, not comparing. Number 5, feel the fear and do it anyway. And so just to kind of wrap all that up, because this is a question I've been getting a lot lately, is if you are fearful of sharing on social media or going from being a non-poster to just starting, make those lists of 5 things. And then instead of being like the business activity tracker says, to post on your feed every day and to post on your stories 10 to 15 times a day, why don't you pick a number, whatever you feel comfortable with, and post that many times this week? If it's 3 times a week, wouldn't be weird. Like, if you just started posting, it wouldn't be weird. As long as they weren't all about health and fitness, make it about those 5 things, rotate them out. Your stories, post about your life. Post about the people that are just like you and provide value to them in some way. Post the sweaty selfie, post your tennis shoes, post that you're liking the program that you're doing, but don't say the name of it, because then people can just Google it and buy it themselves, right? And you want them to come through you. So those are just different ways that you can kind of start posting a little bit. But what your action item for this week is to make a post on your Instagram feed, not on your Instagram stories, because that just stays there. And I know it's scary. It doesn't have to be like this big, long paragraph about how you're having a challenge group, and this is when it starts, and this is all the details. You can keep it simple. This is what I would do. Like, if I was starting right now and I was a new coach and I was nervous about making my first post, I would literally say, I just started this new program. It's only 20 minutes a day. I'm pretty scared to be starting something new, but really excited because there's a bunch of women keeping me accountable. And then I might write, do y'all have any New Year's resolutions? Arrow down. I don't know, something like that. I might write, working on myself in the new year, peace. It might just be peace sign. It might just be opening up the fact that you are on a health and fitness journey, and then the inviting can come a little bit later, like maybe next week or something. You can, like, write a post about people doing it with you. But to start, just, like, do something. Take action. Because the only thing that can combat fear, that can combat anxiety, is action. Because otherwise you're just going to be thinking about it, you're going to be worrying about it, and you need to take action to realize that it's not that bad. Fears and anxieties are always like 10 times worse than they actually are. We make them so much harder than it has to be. But then when you actually do it, it sheds light on that, and it's really not that bad. And if you're dealing with worries of people's judgments, realize like what is the worst that can happen. Somebody's rude to you on social media. If somebody's rude to you, then they're a jerk anyway. Block and unfollow. If your friends and family unfollow you, you got them on Facebook. It's fine. Maybe they just don't want to see your stuff, and maybe they'll follow you later. But if you're coming at it from a place of good, if you're coming at it from a place of love, then you know that you are not a salesy person. You are not somebody who's trying to be manipulative. You are not somebody called me fake one time. I mean, I'm not fake. Everybody that knows me knows that I'm not. Somebody called me judgy one time on social media. Everybody that knows me knows I'm not like judging of people who don't want to start a health and fitness journey like you do you. But if you aren't those things, and if you really ask yourself those things, and like you realize that people's judgments are about them, not you. A few just like info, like news kind of things. Transform 20. It's a great opportunity. It's 20 minutes a day. Leverage that. I'm doing this program. It's only 20 minutes a day, and I'm absolutely loving it. Do you want to do with me so we can help hold each other accountable? You can find before and afters on social media, or you can take yours once you're done. But I really encourage you to share your journey with this instead of waiting until you're finished a program or at a peak fitness level. Second thing, I'm holding an open house on, oh dang it, I need to look at the dates because I don't know what day it is at all. I'm holding a coach open house. So if you know anybody that would be interested in coaching, or if you don't just add them in the Facebook group, right? It's a Facebook open house where I go over who I am in my story. I go over frequently asked questions, a day in the life as a coach, finances, how you actually make money, and then just kind of like wrap it up with any more questions and what it's done for me. And the whole premise of this is because I'm doing this for you guys as well, because when you first start, it's kind of nervous to talk about coaching. It's kind of a nerve-wracking thing. Like you don't think you're going to know anybody that wants to coach. But I will talk about this opportunity all day, and I want to. And so if you have somebody that you think would be interested in this, say like I have this opportunity to get healthy from home and also start a business with it. Do you mind if I add you in a coach sneak peek that me and my coach or that my coach is running this week or whatever, or that my team is running this week? And then you can just add them in the Facebook group, and I'm going to add all of you guys. So if you know anybody that you want to add, you can just drop them in there. So it is going to be from the 21st of January to the 25th. And so that is going to happen next week. So all this week, like, think about who might be interested in that, right? And it doesn't have to be like legit coaching. It could be a discount coach, but it could just help them get into this space with me talking about it if you're nervous about talking about it. And then the other thing is the trips, the things, the fun. So the Success Club trip. I'm going on a Success Club trip to the Bahamas, oh my gosh, the Bahamas and Haiti. Wow, uncultured. I'm going on a cruise to the Bahamas and Haiti in March that I earned completely like cost-free from Beachbody. Well, I say cost-free. It's a $300 non-refundable deposit to hold your spot because only a certain amount of people can go on this trip. But it's really cool because it's a cruise that me and Mark get to go on because, wait for it, I helped 3 people a month the entire year. The entirety of last year, I helped at least 3 people every single month. That's not that many, and it's a way to reward people because even though it's not that many people, that's hard work to help 3 people a month, and I'm sure that you know that. But what I'm telling you is that if you put in the work hard, then you get rewarded for that. When is the last time that my school gave me a cruise for doing a good job as a teacher? Oh, wait, that's never. So I really enjoy getting that perk, and what I'm telling you is that you have an opportunity in 2019 to earn the next trip for yourself. We're going to the Dominican Republic next March. I'm about to register for it, but as a new coach, if you begin hitting Success Club consistently, it doesn't have to be in January necessarily. They have a list of people that they kind of go down as new coaches come in, but you could get invited on that trip. You could earn that trip. You could earn a trip for you and a loved one. And what do you think that does for your business? That's going to help my business a ton because people are going to be seeing that this is legit, that I earned things from it. And like I attract travel lovers because I love to travel. So this could be an opportunity for them as well. And so it's just going to help me grow my business. And I'm going to the freaking Bahamas and Haiti. That's amazing. Summit, Coach Summit is, let me look up the dates for you. So Coach Summit is our yearly conference, and while the Summit trip is just like a big vacation for all Beachbody people, I mean, the Success Club trip is, Summit is more like a yearly training. But it's also super fun because there are parties and you get to work out with the super trainers live, which is super, super cool. And we all usually share an Airbnb together and just have a bunch of girl powwow, and it's amazing to just be in the space with your team. And Summit last year changed my business because I realized like there are leaders on that stage that have similar stories as me. Those are just people. Top coaches in Beachbody are just people. And so that is the first time that I realized, like, if they can do it, why can't I? Why can't I achieve massive things, achieve massive goals in this business? And that's when I set the goal to eventually retire myself as a teacher, which is huge. So Summit this year is from the 11th of July to the 14th of July in Indianapolis. And Rachel Hollis is going to be one of the speakers. Her conference sold out in like less than 4 hours because I could try to get a ticket to it, and is over $200. And she's going to be a speaker there. And Coach Summit costs $155 on sale this month. And I know that that's a lot of investment. I know it is this time of year. And I know that the Airbnb, it doesn't cost that much because we're all splitting a house. But I know that it's an investment to go to that event. But I also know that nothing has changed my business like going to that event. And I think that if you're serious about it, you realize that you're going to invest that money and potentially earn some back because you're going to kill this business. And until you say to yourself, like, I'm going to kill this, I'm going to make it mine, then you're going to still have that doubt in your head. So I just bought my Summit ticket whenever I heard about it the first time, because I was like, okay, like, this is expensive. I can't afford it right now, but I better work my ass off so that I can. And so then I paid off that credit card bill that I used to buy my Summit ticket, which I'm not necessarily encouraging. But what I'm saying is, stop living in a place of lack. Like, I don't have the money for that. I don't have the space for that. I can't do that. And start thinking of, how can I do that? How can I make that happen? Because that's something I need in my life, because it's freaking fun and you do need it in your life. And so also, if you are a newer coach, if you earn Success Club in the first 3 months as a coach, then you earn your ticket to Summit for free. For free. And so those are all the things. If you're interested in going to Summit, please let me know. But really, do that action item. Post on your social media. I know that this was a little bit of a longer call, but I really hope it was valuable for you. Please post your biggest takeaways underneath in the comments in the team page. Have a fantastic night.